Alex Hormozi is now posting 450 pieces of content per week thanks to his genius AI social media strategy. And the system he made is so good that his YouTube scripts went from taking him 2 hours to just 15 minutes. His tweets went from an hour and a half per day to just 90 minutes a week. And he also started a second channel which only has 85,000 subscribers but is bringing him the same amount of leads as his main channel with over 4 million subscribers. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how his AI content system works with the exact folder structure, prompts, and strategy behind it. And then I'll show you a system I built for myself which allowed me to grow a brand new Instagram account from 0 to 3,000 followers in less than 30 days. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how you can use AI to get an insane leverage on your content just like Alex Hormozi. Let's get started. Here's the thing that shocked me when I studied this. Alex Hormozi said that his content he's making with AI is identical to the content he made before AI, with the same voice, same style, and same quality. And the reason is actually really simple, but most people neglect this. They just go straight into ChatGPT or Claude and ask basic questions like write me a viral hook or give me viral ideas. But the output is nothing like they want, and Alex Hormozi explains exactly why that happens.
And so things only sound like AI when you don't have a baseline to train it on. So AI sounds like the internet, but if you train it on the work you've done, it sounds like the work you've done.
And that's the key right there. The problem is not AI. The problem is that you're giving it nothing to work with. No context about your business, no real examples, and no instructions. It's like you're hiring an employee, you give them no context about the business, you don't give them training, and then you expect them to do good work. That just doesn't happen. So Hormozi built a system that fixes exactly that. And let me break it down because it's actually simpler than you might think. So the entire system comes down to one folder called AI Assets with 3 subfolders inside of it. And let me break down each one. Starting with the business context folder. This is everything your AI needs to know about your business. So your offer, your ICP, your niche, your target audience. And basically your goal should be to give as much context as possible because this is the foundation of the system. Without this, AI has no idea who you're talking to and every output will sound very generic. But when you start doing this, every single piece of content will sound exactly like you and will speak directly to your audience. And by the way, if you don't have an ICP or offer clearly defined yet, I put full worksheets in the description so you can actually find them. And I spent like $500 on these and I'll just give them for you completely free. They're in the description. Now this folder is important, but it's not what makes this system special. The second folder is what separates Alex Hormozi from everyone else using AI right now. And it's by far the most important one. So let's break it down. The second folder is the data sources. And this is where most people completely miss the point of AI. But if you get this right, your outputs will dramatically improve. And here's what Alex Hormozi has to say. Let's check it out.
My Mozy Minute emails are bangers because I wrote a shitload of bangers. My tweets are good because I already wrote 6,000 fucking tweets before I did this. 6,000.
Just really quickly, if you're finding this video valuable, please consider subscribing. This is a brand new channel and I'm trying to grow this and give you as much value as possible. So please subscribe, it's completely free. When Hormozi asks AI to write him a tweet, he's not asking it, write me a tweet. He's feeding it 6,000 tweets beforehand and then telling it to write the tweet based on that. Same thing for YouTube scripts. He sends it all of the transcripts of his YouTube videos, then asks it to write a script based on that. And that's why his content sounds like him and not like AI. The AI is not even guessing, it's just pattern matching between real examples and then just creating a new one. So your data sources can be anything. So it could be your past videos, sales calls, DM conversations, transcripts, whatever. You just put all of it into this folder. And I know what you might be thinking. I don't have 6,000 tweets or thousands of videos to feed into AI. And you're right, most people don't. And that's why I fixed this in my system which I built. So stick around for that at the end because I'm actually gonna cover that. But the principle stays the same. The more data you feed AI, the better the output gets. As simple as that. Now the third folder is the prompts repository. And this is where the system comes alive. Because you can give AI all the business context and data you want, but without actual strong instructions, it's not gonna give you good outputs. So let's get into that now. Every single one of Alex Hormozi's prompts follows the same structure. It's composed of 4 parts. The role, a task, a set of rules, and an output format. That's how all of them are built. And he actually has 14 prompts he uses on a daily basis, which covers basically everything. So sales, copywriting, strategy, everything. So I actually went through them, I wrote them all down and I actually tested them and they are genuinely very good. So I want to give them to you for completely free. So just click on the link in the description and I'll send them over to you. And here's a quick tip. Once you get the 14 prompts, feed them all into AI and tell it to write you a skill that writes prompts for you. That way you don't just have these 14 prompts, You have a full system that writes prompts for you. Now, all of this, the business context, the data, the prompts, this is the system. But implementing it into your business is actually completely different. And Alex Hormozi has something to say about this that makes it all click in your head. And once you understand this, you can start seamlessly implementing AI into all areas of your business. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay, so from a beliefs perspective, right? Like one of the big shifts that everybody here has to make is shifting away from thinking about roles-based growth and expansion towards workflow-based automation.
So what does that actually mean? Instead of saying I need to hire an editor, you can start breaking down the specific daily tasks he does into workflows. So what does he actually do? He cuts raw footage, then adds music, adds B-roll, adds sound effects, then export the footage, for example. That's not one role, that's 6 different workflows. And when you start to break it down like that, you can start to realize that AI can handle a lot of the tasks fully by itself. So cutting raw footage, adding captions, exporting the footage. These are all tasks that can be 100% delegated to AI. And then for the rest of the stuff, you still need an editor, but you just need them for a lot less time. So you spend a lot less money as well. And that's the whole point. When you start thinking in workflows instead of roles, you can realize that AI can handle 50, 60, 70% of the work that an employee would usually do. But it doesn't just stop there. Then you can start doing this for every single role in your business. So your editor, your copywriter, your sales rep, every single one, you map out their role into different workflows and have AI automate as much of it as possible. And then you start realizing that you're not just taking care of a few things, you're actually replacing a whole team. And that's exactly how Alex Hormozi tripled their content output without hiring a single new person. They mapped every single workflow and let AI eat up as many parts of it as possible. And that's exactly what I did. Let me show you the system I built, which allowed me to grow a brand new Instagram account from 0 to 3,000 followers in less than 30 days without spending all day on content creation. Hormozi's system is really powerful, but it's still manual. Every time he needs context, someone is opening Claude, giving context and running prompts. So when I built my system, I had 3 goals in mind. First, it needs to run on its own. I don't want copy-pasting, manual uploads, or like babysitting the AI. Then it should also improve itself over time. The more it runs, the better the system runs and the more it compounds. And finally, it should also feel like employees working for me around the clock, actually getting things done and actually seeing results from them. I spent 3 weeks obsessing over it and I finally got it to a point where it doesn't just save me time, it actually gets me better results and you can see the results. So let me break down how this works, the concepts behind this and exactly how I structured this. So the system uses the same file structure as Alex Hormozi. So business context, data and prompts. Let me just show you exactly how I got to this point. The first thing I did was map out every single part of content creation into specific workflows. And it came down to only 3 things. Ideation, script writing for each channel you want to post on, and packaging for YouTube, so titles and thumbnails. Once I planned them all out, I asked myself, what are the workflows that go into each one of them, and how much of each can AI actually handle? And once you solve these questions, you can determine how much AI can actually help you. Let's start with ideation, because this is the most creative part of content creation, and it's honestly where AI can help you the least. Because coming up with genuinely good ideas is about creativity, novel ideas, and things people haven't heard of before. That's still you. But the good part about breaking this down into specific workflows is that you can realize that ideation is not just about sit there and think of ideas. There are actually a few things that go into this before you actually get into the creative stuff. There's trend research, so what's actually happening in the space right now. There's competitor research, so what's actually working for competitors right now. And there's pattern recognition, which is what has worked in the past, what has not worked for me specifically. Let me tell you something. AI can't make the idea for you. I've tried it and it just doesn't work. But what you can do is use AI to handle most of the research and pattern recognition that goes into getting these ideas, which saves you a lot of time and also gets you better outputs. Now, AI can handle most of the research, but here's where the system goes on a completely different level, and it moves away from just going into Claude and asking questions, which means we can set AI to do scheduled cron jobs without having to go in and prompting it ourselves every single time. And what this does is this gets you closer to the system feeling like an actual employee working for you 24/7. So the system looks at my competitors' content every single day. It looks at the outliers in my niche and then dissects them, so finds the winning formats, the winning angles, and everything that they did that made it go viral. And it also monitors what's actually happening in the niche right now and what are people talking about right now. It also pulls all of my past content with all of its performance data, so it knows which content got saves, which content got me followers, which content actually flopped, which content actually worked. And the best part is that none of this sits in a folder in my desktop that I forget about. It lives in a live database that gets updated by my agents automatically 24/7. So when I sit down to get ideas, I'm not starting from zero anymore. The system already found outlier content in my niche. It already looked at the patterns of what worked for me specifically. It also knows the trends that are happening right now, and it hands it all to me on a plate with recommendations. That way, all I have to do is just pick and choose the angles and perspective and the value I actually want to give in the video, and that's it. And that's why this is so strong even if you're starting out, because even if you don't have 6,000 tweets or thousands of videos to give to the AI, just like Alex Hormozi, the system just studies the patterns in your niche and in your competitors, and then just hands it all to you. And then over time, when you start building patterns for yourself, the system starts using it. And that's exactly how I was able to get this viral video on my third day of actually posting, because I just used data from my niche and from my competitors. Now, once you have the idea, you need to turn it into an actual script. This is where all the data we've been collecting actually pays off. So the script writer first looks at the channel it's actually writing for, because a script for Instagram Reels is different from YouTube. So we're gonna take the example of Instagram for now, just as an example, but it works the same for both. First, it already has your voice and your style of actually speaking, because it analyzed all of your previous videos and speaks the exact same way that you do. Then it pulls from the library of proven hooks. So all of the proven spoken hooks, visual hooks, and text hooks. It takes them and writes what applies most to this video specifically. And it also has proven script structures that it knows will perform well. And that all comes, like I told you, from the data we've been collecting every single day automatically. So the only thing you need to give the script writer is the actual value, the actual take or the perspective you want to give in the video, because that's still what you need to do, and AI is never gonna handle that for you. So you give it the value of the video, and then it writes the first variation for you, and then all you have to do is tweak it slightly, and bam, you have a full ready video in less than 15 minutes. And remember, the more you use it, the better it gets, because every time you post a video, it becomes new data, which gets added into the proven patterns, which keeps on compounding over time. And then for YouTube, there's packaging, because you can have the best idea and script in the world, but if no one's actually gonna click the video, it doesn't matter. So this works the same way. It has data on what title structures work in the niche, what thumbnails are working, what styles of thumbnails, what formats are working, and based on that, it generates title concepts and thumbnails for every video you want to make, and then all you have to do is just choose the one you want and you're ready to go. And here's the best part, and this is where it actually gets crazy. It doesn't just give you the thumbnail and forgets about it. Every week it checks at the metrics, so the click-through rate and the watch time and everything, and actually keeps on optimizing the thumbnails and titles over time. So it acts just like a team of thumbnail designers that keeps on going through your old videos as well as your new ones, and keeps on updating the titles and thumbnails based on the new data that comes in. So this is the whole system, and if you found it valuable, let me just tell you something. If you never implement this, it's never actually gonna help you. So if you want a full demo of how this system works, just click on this video and I'll show you exactly how this works.